Can you describe your bar mitzvah? What was a
Yeah.
secular bar mitzvah?
So a secular bar mitzvah, the Jewish children's folk shul, a Philadephia version at least, was that everyone would study a topic in depth, and they'd give a 60 to 90 minute presentation on it, usually with PowerPoints, and they'd study it intensively with a mentor. And you have to realize these are the children of academics, so the academics are all trying to outdo each other, so the children are all trying to outdo each other to make the parents happy. Now, because I was like a little professor when I was a kid, this became a really, really, really big deal. I spent 9 months in advance researching Jews in the American Civil War. My parents and I went to Gettysburg, and we went to Richmond, and we went to a synagogue in Richmond that had an extensive archive. And I remember to this day there were letters in both Ladino and Yiddish, as well as German. But I couldn't read the languages, so I got some letters in English that a Jewish man in his 50s in the Confederate Army had written to his slave to tell his wife about different things. And the letters that his slave, who was kind of, I guess, the head slave who was in charge of basically running the plantation, I suppose, writes back to him. So I organized a dramatic reading of that letter. Back then, 11 years ago, there was very, very little information about Jews in the American Civil War. A few years after I wrote my bar mitzvah, in fact, someone wrote me saying they were writing a book on Jews in the American Civil War. Can you send me your sources? I was 13 when I wrote this, but I had dug up really obscure things. And I was fascinated by the topic. I was kind of horrified of how important Jews were in the Confederacy. And growing up in a household where being Jewish meant being a big human rights supporter, it was a hard thing for me to get my head around. It was very important for me. It was a very important lesson growing up.